Hi guys, how are you doing? Right, so today our reading is about what are their intentions. So this is it is a love reading really. I'm going to read it as a love reading, but if you have felt called to it and it's a business colleague or a family member, just obviously adjust it accordingly. But I will talk about it as if it's a relationship, because the majority, let's be honest, the majority of people that come here to look at these readings are looking for love answers. So it's what are their intentions, but just adjust it if you want to make it about a different type of a relationship. My intention is that you choose one pile, but you can choose different piles. You can look at all of them, you can assign them to different people. It's up to you. Use it as you feel fit, as your intuition tells you to. So we've got 1, 2, 3 or 4. Please pause the video now if you would like to make your selection, and then we're going to move on. I've also got, just before we do so, I've got the bottom of the tarot here, and this is a general message for everyone. If you can see this, it's the 9 of coins. So what they're saying is, and what they said to me when I turned that over, was abundance. You need to be coming from an abundance mindset, okay? So the general message, if you've clicked on this video, is to be and think abundantly, okay? Because that is what's going to bring you what you want, okay? It's going to bring the best situation, which I think we kind of know anyway, but it's always nice to have that reminder. So number ones, what are the person you're thinking about, what are their intentions? Okay, let me just take in these energies. This is interesting with the abundance. We've got what's your thoughts. It's important to only think about what you desire. And they've just said think abundantly. That's so funny. That's really, really funny. Okay. So what are their intentions? Okay, their intentions are honourable, honest. I get the feeling on the whole. We've got big happy changes. So their intentions are to make positive movement forwards, I would say, with this. Big happy changes. So, and we've got this with the 10 of coins. Okay, so I'm just going to dot about here. I'm not going to read them in a particular order. So, big happy changes, 10 of coins. So this has been surrounded by, you know, all the abundance that you have created. You know, this is about being surrounded in abundance, of feeling emotionally and physically abundant, about sort of sitting there surrounded by everything that you want. So their intentions are to create this sort of abundant, stable, very physically orientated relationship, or oriented if you're American, sorry. People always complain about that when I say orientated, because British people say orientated. Yeah, so their intention is to create this kind of like ultimate situation with you, okay? They're looking towards abundance, and why I'm saying physically orientated, I don't mean physical as in sexual, although it can be that as well. But what I mean is not just an idea of it. They are looking to actually make it tangibly, physically secure, you know. They are wanting to kind of create that situation, create that that abundance, that it's like a sort of certainty. It's like that sort of solidifying things. And it's interesting because this temptation card is the devil, okay, in the John Holland deck. Now this, it kind of looks scary. It's called temptation, you know, and it's generally associated with like bondage, but in a relationship reading it's not always a bad thing, because you have to look at the other cards. You've got a lot of commitment and like big happy changes, 10 of coins. So in one regard, this card I feel has two meanings, and their intentions are kind of split. Their intentions, this card sings out, okay, their intentions are positive and malevolent. I was going to say malevolent, but their intentions towards you are good. Their intentions towards you are honourable. Their intentions are to build something really good. And in that regard, we see this card as a commitment, you know, that they are committed to you. You know, so in one way there's that. But then we've got this Two of Wands in reverse. So the Two of Wands is about, you know, meeting of minds. It's positive thinking. It's about, you know, achieving what you want. It's about that coming together. It's a really positive card. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit with the Two of Wands, but it's like, you know, it's like waiting for your ship to come in, you know. But there's almost like, and in one regard, for some of you, I feel like, for some of you watching this, this can be like the reverse in a very simplified way, in that this waiting is over, because it's like this person's waiting for their ship to come in, and the waiting's over, and we've got the abundance, and we've got the commitment, and we've got the big happy changes. So for a lot of you, the intention is that the waiting game is over. You know, the abundance is coming, big happy changes are coming, and then if that's the case, then this is for you. Just watch your thoughts. Make sure you keep what they said at the beginning. Keep to this abundant mindset, because it could almost be that just before this person is going to come in and offer you all of this, you kind of think, oh, this is never going to happen. And then, you know, you get so fed up that, you know, the energy changes, and then this doesn't come through. So just make sure that you keep yourself in a good mind state. For some of you, it's a bit like this meeting of minds, this partnership. It's just there's something's kind of not going right. You know, that these big happy changes, their intentions, so it's kind of split. For some of you who've chosen this, it's the first bit. For some of you, their intentions are still the same, but they're kind of stuck in some stuff, maybe a bit of addiction, maybe a bit of codependency. There's a sense that your minds aren't quite meeting because there's this kind of obstacle in the way, and they need to watch their thoughts, because it's their, like, you know, that they want to come towards you, but there is an issue with the way that they're thinking, and that they're trapped in something, and that because they're trapped in this situation or this mindset, and this could be a physical situation as well, with another person, or just any situation really, but that they're trapped in a situation, so they want to make these big changes, but you know, this sort of sense of the ship coming in is kind of still remains uncertain, because they're kind of stuck in something. Yeah, so their intentions are to be with you, their intentions are to create this future with you, but they're stuck in something. And that for some of you, this sense of the ship coming in is not there yet. But what you can be certain of, that their intention towards you is good, okay? So that's very positive. Right, let's move on to group number 2. So group number 2, what are their intentions? Consult an expert, romance, Two of Coins, Queen of Swords, King of Swords in reverse. Interesting, very, very interesting. Yeah, there's a little bit of mystery around this one, I feel. I want to draw another card on this. Now it's interesting because we've got the King and the Queen of Swords. This could be the two of you. Okay, this could be the two of you. Now, if this is the case, you guys are no muss, no fuss. You know, you guys are tell it like it is. You act like it is. You're very determined. You're very, you know, clear thinking. Very, like, you know, you don't let your emotions get in the way of things. You're really kind of clear and sensible, you know, and sensible thinking about things. Okay. I'm just going to put this one over here. So the first card we've got is consult an expert. More information is needed. Contact someone with expertise in this area. So what are their intentions? Well, this is interesting because, you know, with this sword energy, this is kind of like there's a lot of sword energy around it, and I feel like even if you are not, you know, an air sign, or you don't generally identify with the swords or the air signs, that it's got a swordy energy. There's this being very analytical, being very cool and dispassionate about it, and really thinking things through. So their intentions are very much about thinking things through. Okay, now I pulled these two cards to kind of understand this consultant and expert. I'm just going to move my candle out of the way because I want to just put these here. This is very clear. Right, so this kind of goes with the sword energy, because this is like, I'm going to consult someone, I'm going to consult an expert. It's all very like methodical, very analytical, very matter of fact. What they mean by this is their intentions towards you are to consult an expert. This could even be themselves. This could be their own mind, you know, and they are trying to move on from something, move away from something. It could well be an addiction, it could be an issue, it could be a divorce. This consultant expert could be a lawyer or something like that. There is a sense that they're trying to move on from a situation that perhaps served them but doesn't serve them anymore. When I looked up, I saw 1111. For those of you who feel this is some sort of soulmate twin flame relationship, if you feel like 1111 is significant for you, I did look up when I said that. They're trying to move on from this situation, but at the minute there is a period of like stagnation, or you know, they're having to kind of like see things from a different way. This is the Hanged Man, you know, so they're kind of bound up in it at the minute, and they're trying to sort this old situation out. So I know this isn't about their intentions towards you, but it's important that you know that their intentions towards you are for romance. You know, they do see you in a romantic and positive and possible light. I also feel like with this King and Queen of Swords here together, that they see you as a kind of good fit, you know, because I see that this is their intention. Their intention is to see the two of you as the King and the Queen of Swords. You know, you are like a perfect pair, you're a good match, you're an equal match. I know we've got the King of Swords in reverse, I'll say something about that in a minute, but I do feel like this is their intention towards you, to see you as like a good partner. But they are stuck in some old stuff. They are trying to work through it. They're consulting an expert about it. But their intentions towards you are very positive. But they have a choice to make. The Two of Coins, they're trying to juggle something. It's not easy. I feel like it wants to go in your favour, but there are a lot of things to consider. And there are a lot of things going on. And I don't necessarily feel like this is going to imminently... Oh, sorry, the lights just changed massively. I know it's quite dark, but sorry, I hope you can still see everything. So, I know they want to change and they want to make this move, but I don't get the feeling that this is going to be quick, but their intentions are really good. They see you as a romantic partner. They see you as an equal. I also feel like I'm reading this from the point of view of this person being a masculine and the person watching being a feminine. But it doesn't mean male and female, obviously. And what I'm saying is I see this as the person who we are asking about their intentions, and that this is you. And what I see with this King of Swords in reverse in this particular reading, just reading it intuitively, is that this kind of like swordiness, because the King of Swords, you know, we tend to think the kings are like really where it's at and they're kind of all sorted and they know what they're doing. But they can be... King of Swords can be so very detached and quite unemotional, and I feel like whilst you two have this swordy energy around each other, you know, you're pretty decisive, you know what you want, you're a good match, you're a good, you know, you're an equal match. I see this King of Swords in reverse because he's kind of becoming more emotional. He's open to this romance. He's softening up towards this situation. But his intentions, the reason why you've clicked on this video and you think, I think, for most of you, and why you feel the need for some reassurance is because you can feel this energy. You know that they're not coming towards you as quickly as you'd like. They are, with this Eight of Cups. They are coming towards you. They're leaving this old situation behind, but they're having to consult an expert. There's stuff going on here, okay? And it's taking time to resolve. But they are in the process of change. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that and it gave you some clarity on their intentions. So that was number 2. Right, move my candle back here. Right, so this is group number 3. So what are their intentions? Wait. There's something better. 3 of coins, King of Wands in reverse, and the 6 of Swords. So their intentions. Yeah, this is really interesting. So let me just start by reading through the cards because they're telling me all sorts of things here. Wait, don't rush into action right now. Bide your time for better results. There's something better. So their intentions towards you. Whatever's being offered, they're not coming towards it. In fact, there's a sense that they're moving away from it. But I don't necessarily think their move, it's not about you. Because we've got the 3 of coins here as well, which I see as very positive. We've got the King of Wands here in reverse. You know, so the King of Wands is like really ambitious and focused on his ambition, very confident. This, I mean, it's more of a sort of a work and sole purpose energy more than it is a romantic energy. But this is someone who knows their own strength, who's really, really confident, who's really inspired, you know. So it's interesting because their intention towards you, this wait and there's something better. It's like, I feel like a real confusion here, if I'm honest. Because I feel like these 2 cards are saying they believe there's something better out there for them. Or they feel like that sounds bad. I don't think they do, because they've got then the 3 of coins. How do they feel about this situation? What are their intentions towards you? They then feel that like this is, you know, this is them in the situation. They feel like they've been given, you know, first prize, recognition and reward. They feel like they're on the podium. They've made it. You know, I'm just going on the imagery on the card, not necessarily the 3 of coins. You know, but this is, what are their intentions? You know, this is how they feel in the situation. They feel like they have, like, won. Recognition and reward. They feel like their intentions, you know, they feel like they're in a really good situation. But then they also feel like there's something better. And so consequently, their intentions are that they're not really making a decision. Yeah? They're waiting, they think there might be something better, but then they think, oh, this situation's really amazing, it makes me feel like I'm on a pedestal, it makes me feel amazing. This confusion here, I think, is coming from this King of Wands. This person has kind of lost their way a bit, I feel. They don't really have their confidence, they don't really know what they want, they're a bit confused, they don't really know their own strength, you know, and there's a confusion around what they really want. Now, their intentions, I think, are to move on, are to find a different situation, are to heal. Now, please listen to this, because if you feel that this is a twin flame or a soulmate and you feel like you're supposed to be with this person, they are not, you cannot, if you're supposed to be with that person, you will be with them. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, you don't need to be afraid in this reading. If you've clicked on this and you think, but I know I'm supposed to be with this person, and I'm saying, well, they're moving on, don't freak out. Because this 6 of Swords is about moving on, but it's moving into healing. It's moving into leaving the old darkness behind, integrating the shadow and moving into something more positive, you know? So, and let's be honest, that this confusion needs to be moved on from. So their intentions towards you at the minute are not actually towards you. They're to move on and to find themselves. But I think that this will be really advantageous, because this just feels really confused for me at the minute, and they need this time to like recuperate. They may be going on a trip, they may be taking a holiday or taking a break, or maybe they've taken a break from you. You know, maybe you are literally on a break of some sort. And the thing is that this is healing for them. That's the thing to remember, is their intentions at the minute are confused. They see you as wonderful and as it puts them on the podium and they feel in the light, and that might even be an issue for them, that they maybe feel unworthy or something, because they do feel really like confused about themselves, I feel. You know, and they, but in another way they feel like, I think there's something better is perhaps a little bit misleading. I think this is a bit more accurate, but there's a sense that they're kind of wanting to move to something else, but actually this, you do give them what they want. So their intentions are confused. I think you may find that they go backwards and forwards. So one minute it seems like they want you, the next minute it seems like they don't want you. And when they make this decision, their intention is to move forwards. Let them go, because they will then find their clarity. They will sort out their swords, they'll sort out their thinking, they'll gain their clarity, and then if they're supposed to return, they'll be able to return with the clarity that you need to be able to have a relationship with them. Okay? Right, let's move on. This is group number 4. What are their intentions towards you? Let yourself receive, recovery, intuition, Ace of Swords, and Justice. Okay. This is interesting with the Justice, the 2 swords here, the Justice and the Ace of Swords. This person has gone through some awakening, potentially spiritual awakening. It might not be spiritual awakening, it doesn't have to be spiritual, but they've come through some sort of realization. They've been working on themselves, recovery. So they've been working on themselves. They may well have been quiet in your life. You may have been in a period of separation, non-contact. But this person's intentions, they've become... I feel like with this, let yourself receive... I'm not going to read this because I don't feel it's that relevant. Let yourself receive an intuition. They have been knowingly or unknowingly, doesn't matter. Some of them will be knowingly, some of them will be unknowingly. They've been tapping into the universe. They've been listening to their intuition. They've been doing the spiritual work. Now, for those of you who are inquiring about someone who is already spiritual, they may well have been doing their affirmations, they may well have been meditating, they may well have been getting some therapy, healing themselves to do this recovery. For those of you talking about someone who is not spiritual and not spiritually aware, it could be that they've just been spending more time in nature, they've been cleaning up their diet, they've been getting rid of toxic people and situations out of their life. You know, so it can be a very practical recovery, or it can be a more spiritual one, but both of them are spiritual, if that makes sense. I get the feeling that for a lot of you who are inquiring about this person is not consciously very spiritual, because this swordy energy at the bottom here seems very practical to me. But their intentions towards you are to allow themselves to receive from you, you know, and to recover and to move into a more intuitive period, you know. The Ace of Swords, this is like cutting ties with the past, sort of truth, realization, the right thing happening with the Justice card. I do just want to pull a card on this because I'm getting I just need a bit of clarity, because this person, their intention has been to recover and to heal, and that they have done for sure. And they have connected with themselves on a much deeper level, and that has allowed them to translate that into their everyday. Sorry, my camera went off then. This is kind of like what's going on, and this is kind of what they're going to do about it. So they're being very practical, analytical, logical about it, and they're allowing the right thing to happen. okay? They're allowing this truth, this realization to come through in their life. So their intention towards you, I just wanted to check with this, because with these two cards, I did wonder, were they moving on from you or moving towards you? Does that make sense? I mean, I just read it as intuitively, I felt it meant they were moving towards you. But I just wanted to check, but the cards have come back as that. So Seven of Wands and Ace of Pentacles. So they're looking at, their intentions are a new start with you. Physical, tangible new start. Seven of Wands, they've had to battle a bit. And it's not necessarily easy for them. You know, they've had to go against the grain. They perhaps haven't got everybody's support in doing so. But their intentions towards you are to come towards you, whether it's a bit of a fight or not. And I suspect it is a bit of a fight. But they've had some realization that has come from this period of recovery where they've connected with their deeper inner self. And they've come to this understanding. So their intentions towards you are to make this new start. They may still be in this bit of recovery, but expect to see them having this realization and coming into your world anytime now, really. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed today's reading, and I'll see you on the next video. So much love to you.